It's been a while since I made a video like this. Just talking to the camera, talking about recovery. I think end of summer was the last one I made. And there has been a reason for me. That's because I've been struggling more with symptoms during the past months, half a year maybe. And yeah, I wasn't really feeling making videos or talking about the subject when I felt like I was struggling myself. And to a certain extent, I think it was good to kind of not talk about that anymore. And on the other hand, I think I took it a bit to the extreme, where I just kind of felt like, if I'm struggling still, that I can talk about it. And that's something I want to break out of right now and start making videos again. Things started getting a bit worse, like in autumn. I think that the weather cycles are playing a huge part in this as well. I've had 3 winters now since this whole thing started, and every winter has been an increase in symptoms. I live in the Netherlands, so the winters here are quite tough and depressing. So I think if I have to explain it with the whole nervous system theory, I think our nervous systems, or my nervous system, is just heightened sensitivity at the moment, and it just picks up on those things. Maybe people get seasonal depression, and I think I'm just much more susceptible to kind of the same effects that are pressing on the nervous system. And I never used to have any problems with winters here, but last 3 years the winters have been tough and an increase in symptoms. And I think it's just whole of so many factors playing into it, but I think the weather has a big part and plays a big part, but that doesn't mean that's that's how it's gonna be. I think that's, like I said, the nervous system is just very sensitive to those changes at the moment, and we can reduce the sensitivity by working through stuff that is putting so much pressure on the nervous system. The weather played a role, and I was starting a job again. I was working a job again, like in summer and autumn, and I was exercising a lot again. And there was kind of this moment where, I felt like I was losing touch again with myself, and I was heading into the old path of who I used to be in a certain sense. I got caught up in things, and I exercised to a point where I wasn't listening to my body anymore, to whether it wanted to exercise, and I kind of used the exercise to kind of feel better, run away from the symptoms. I think that's kind of the loop that I got stuck in again, which I honestly never thought I would get stuck in again, but it just happened. And trying to get away from symptoms, resistance came back, and the whole cycle kind of went on. And it never got as worse as bad as it used to get. It's way different. Even in the worst times, I can still do everything. I can still do everything individually. There's no thing I would say no, I can't do that. I can go to, I've been on trips, and I've done work still, but not consistently. And that's the thing. I find it, I'm having difficulty getting back into consistency and doing, work and exercise and socializing and everything all together. That's been difficult for me, the past half a year especially, which was going really well in summer and end of summer. But yeah, I can see that it has been like an immense learning period for me the past months, half a year. Like it deepened so much for me, the understanding of how it all ties together, and I've had so much good insights and also ideas to make videos, because I think it's just very valuable stuff for people who are recovering. And yeah, that kind of feeling that I didn't really want to talk about recovery while I'm having struggles myself kind of kept me from expressing myself in that sense. And that's what I want to break now, because I think it's valuable advice, and I'm still learning, and I can see that the past months I have learned so much more than the months before when things are going well. I've had much more like things that I wrote down, insights that yeah, it's kind of pushing me again to a new level of embodiment, I think. Understanding has been there for a long time, and of course I gained extra intellectual knowledge as well over the past months, but it's been more about embodying all of it, the theory, the myself. I'm embodying myself. I'm finding a place in my body where I can rest, kind of more and more, instead of living up from the neck, which I've been doing for a long time. And I can see how I got caught up again. I got caught up in like a story that I, in different diagnoses as well, like burnout, depression, things got thrown at me. I'm doing therapy at the moment, and I can see that it's all tied in together. It's there were moments where I was like, oh, maybe it's that, and then I started researching that more, and it's like, in a sense, the root of it is all the same. Like, yeah, that really maybe sounds really simplistic, but maybe it is to some people. But for me, it's in my case especially, it doesn't matter what label is put on it. And I mean, I knew that for so long, but I had to learn it again, and I had to understand it on a deeper level, on like the body level instead of the mind, I feel like. So yeah, and I've been interested in kind of highlighting the positive things about the recovery journey. I did an interview with Andreas Riedel before, like a few months ago maybe, which was really nice, and I plan on doing more of that stuff. I think there's a lot of good things online about recovery, about tips and stuff, techniques. Maybe I'll still make some videos about that, but I really like the recovery journey. Really it's just the nudge for you. It's pushing you. It's just a push for you, and the whole process that's bigger than that is so beautiful to me right now. I really got to see that again in the past half year, in moments when I was struggling the most. I was seeing like, oh, this is just a shedding of my skin, and it's guiding me to live authentically and in an embodied way, because this is not the way my mind wants to live, is not the way I was meant to live. That's clear. If I just give all of the control, or like the mind can do what it wants with my life, that's not the life that is aligned with my heart and soul. That's just the mind's life. That's ego life. And yeah, that's the other side. Like, the ego can't comprehend how that other side might be, or the mind can't comprehend it. And I'm no way I'm far away still, but I've had moments where it just felt so much more aligned, and there's like the external circumstances didn't really have to change. It was more an internal shift, where it just felt like acceptance, self-acceptance, self-love, and being able to express. And that just felt so good. And I keep on building on that, and I keep on digging deeper and getting closer to myself. And I feel like at this point, all of the stuff I've been researching and all the resources have been coming together to one point, kind of. And it feels like it's all comes down to the same thing. And that's staying close to yourself, being in your body, investigating what is holding you back, beliefs, thoughts, and self-love, I think, is like one of the main things. Compassion, self-compassion, self-love. But yeah, I think I have so much ideas to talk about videos, and I just want to get this out of the air, I think is correct, before making videos again. And I think it's good for me to have had a break from it, to have a kind of a learning period, to kind of see what's working for me, what's not working, and not have to talk about it. But now I feel like, it's part of like also a perfectionistic black and white thinking to say I can't talk about it unless I have some symptoms. That's kind of the thing that I have to break, those beliefs that I imposter syndrome feeling, kind of, that I'm not I'm not worthy of giving advice whenever when I still have symptoms myself. So that was it, I think. Glad to be back, and I hope to make some videos that might help and inspire some of you and help you recover and come closer to yourself, come back home again to yourself. Hope everything's well, and good luck recovering. Bye bye.